Ernie, just tell me about Cinnafilm.
Hi, we are an image processing company that have created a series of plugins, applications if you will, that allow customers to repurpose their archives to new delivery models, do delivery targets that they had never considered before, and do it with the utmost in quality and speed, either in a SaaS environment or on premises.
So no hardware.
If they don't want to use hardware, absolutely not. They can use the public cloud.
Right, so software as a service is cool. I think the issue really comes down to the speed you're running.
Yeah, so it all depends on the resolution of the images. If it's a standard def or HD, typically it's going to be real time. If it's UHD, it's going to be a little slower based on the typical SaaS. Now we can, of course, since it's SaaS, we can bump up the hardware to accommodate whatever resolution we get. Just as if you put it on premises, the bigger the hardware you put in there, the quicker it's going to run. So we leverage both CPU and GPU. So it's, as long as you have some recent hardware, it's going to be performant.
Now, I've been impressed with the quality you've done, particularly with the conversion to HDR. But how do you do that? Noise is always an issue.
Yeah, noise. That's where we grew up. We grew up 16 years ago. Our software was originally called Area Relativity. We were the OEM. We were the engineering company that provided that software to Arri Camera Company to sell. And so we grew up putting images on 100-foot screens where if you don't address the noise properly, that 100-foot image doesn't look right. So we took all of that know-how and all that technology and packaged it so broadcasters could use it to reduce bit rate. When you reduce noise, you can decrease bit rate to get a better quality image at low bit rate, things like that. And then we found that there's so many other applications for it, especially for people that want to up-convert SDR to HDR. If you don't address the noise, you can't convert to HDR. And if you don't address the noise the right way, you can either wipe out detail or you can create artifacts that should have never been there. So our experience in denoising is a perfect combination to our partner Technicolor, who we use their ITM, which is superlative to say the least.
Now, everything's all about money and advertising still. Now, you guys help people squeeze in another 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's the dirty little secret, right? Wormhole is our technology, and Wormhole is a product that came out of our standards conversion. When we create frames using motion compensation for standards conversion, if we let the time vary, it's a retime. If we keep the time consistent, it's a frame rate conversion. So what we decided was, hey, this is pretty easy. We just got to address the audio and the captions, and we can expand or contract the runtime of any asset. We can do super slow motion if there's enough motion data to begin with, or we can just do a simple retime, so you can add 30 seconds to a half-hour show or a minute to an hour show.
Yeah, but that buggers up the audio.
Well, that's kind of where we look to our partners, and we partnered with Skywalker Sound, Lucasfilm Company, and they do our audio remapping, the time compression as well as the pitch correction, and it's incredible. It's they looked at all the angles when you create a new sound stream like that. What is the loudness spec for it? So they thought of all those things to make sure that true peak and LKFS and LUFS doesn't get destroyed when we're creating these new soundtracks for the retimed asset. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's shorter or longer, it's going to be accurate. It's going to be frame accurate, and the pitch isn't going to change. And the user, as long as it's within 4 to 6%, they're not going to be able to tell the difference.
You got some really cool stuff. It's great you're doing it in the cloud, et cetera, et cetera. Glad to talk to you today.
Yeah, thank you.